Port Welspool offers a good 3-lane ramp that presents the trailer sailor a challenge, with the floating pontoon being separated from the ramp by a rough wooden jetty. Refuge Cove is an iconic destination for trailer sailors and other yachts, located in South Gippsland, Victoria. It requires negotiating channels, tides and some open water, but it is an easy trip with a little common sense and is well worth the effort. Tin Mine Cove inside Corner Inlet is an excellent anchorage in winds from southwest around to northeast, and is a great place to stay the night before heading out to Refuge Cove the next day. Exiting Corner Inlet through Singapore Deep should be done on an outgoing tide. Stronger easterly winds can make this passage dangerous and should be avoided. Slack water is roughly the same time as the change of tide at Port Welspool Pier. Providing there have been no breaking seas on the way out, my preferred exit is to turn after the number 2 red marker buoy. The depths are generally around 5 metres on this path. Rabbit Island is the next aiming point. It is easier and safer to pass on the seaward side of the island. Sealer's Cove is easily recognised and gives a landmark for finding Refuge Cove that is directly south of it. The swell in front of Refuge Cove is often confused and can be uncomfortable on some days. The cove is often crowded and anchoring can be a challenge. There is plenty of room if you anchor further away from the shore. Running the boat onto the beach can be risky, as on most days there is a considerable surge present. The Botys Campground pays testament to Refuge Cove popularity with yachties. Hundreds of names left by visiting boats can be seen, including one I left on a previous passage. It is an easy walk to North Refuge Beach with great views along the way. I have mixed feelings about this sort of commercial use in such a beautiful place inside a national park. Refuge Cove, picture perfect as always. The 6-kilometre return walk to Kersops Peak is well worth the effort with great views along the way. Once at the top, there are superb vistas off the Lighthouse Point, Redondo Island and other islands to the south. During the afternoon, the well-known ship Young Endeavour drops anchor with its crew of excited teenagers eager for the sailing experience. The morning comes and it's time to head north again. I am followed out of Refuge Cove by the Young Endeavour on its way out into Bass Strait. Cliffy Island passes to starboard in the distance. Travelling at 3 to 4 knots, the 9.9 horsepower 4-stroke Mercury gives a diesel-like economy using just over 1 litre per hour at this speed. As I often sail single-handed, safety is of the utmost importance. I wear a PDF and safety harness at all times when underway. Whenever working forward, I use a tether attached to jack lines running along the cabin top. The tether is short enough to stop me falling fully overboard whilst allowing me to reach the boom and sail. Safety equipment includes 2 red and 2 orange flares. As I sail more than 2 nautical miles offshore, a parachute flare is mandatory. Signalling devices include a battery-powered and a crank-powered waterproof torch and a signalling mirror. I also carry a charged satellite phone in addition to my normal mobile and the VHF radio in the boat. Spare cartridges for inflatable PDFs should always be carried. As well as the GPS-equipped boat EPIRB, I always carry a personal locating beacon permanently attached to my PDF. It too is GPS equipped, allowing an exact position to be transmitted in an emergency. Some good sailing wind finally picks up as I approach Rabbit Island. With an increasing wind, I start to tack back and forward to use up some time so as to arrive at the corner inlet channel at the start of the flood tide. Passing Mount Singapore, some playful friends join Neringa for a while. Back to Tin Mine Cove for the night before heading back to the boat ramp in the morning. With a fresh 20 to 25 knot easterly wind and a strong ebb tide, the seas inside the entrance were rough and confused. Once inside the channel, the seas smoothed out, but the outgoing tide required motoring at full revs to make progress against the tide. With a 20 knot easterly blowing straight into the jetty, docking the boat took all my skill to avoid any damage. Having the keel fully down helped to slow the sideways drift.